This hangout is live. Welcome to the Blogging Bunch Hangout. Let's see. I have no idea what number we're up to. Maybe 23 or 24 since we took last week off for Thanksgiving. We are back and ready to go. I am Sarah, and I blog at the Blogging Bunch and also at Play to Learn with Sarah. So I've got two blogs, which keeps me super busy, and I'm really focusing on getting the Blogging Bunch, getting lots of content out to y'all. So, and my partner Carrie is here today.
And I'm Carrie, and I blog at carriel.com, and I've been busy lately.
Busy.
But I'm so happy to be here because I'm making this happen.
I was going to say, we're lucky to have her here today because I haven't even talked to her.
I kind of disappeared for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 weeks. I haven't even talked to her in 2 weeks yet.
Yeah.
We need to get Carrie back in, finished figuring out what she's trying to figure out and back into our lives because I miss her.
I know, it's been sad.
So, today, in our Facebook group, which is about to hit 1,400 bloggers.
Woo! Awesome.
So cool. We were so excited. I remember, a year and a half ago to be at like 50.
Oh, that was awesome, yeah.
Remember how 50?
Yeah.
We were so excited? Yeah.
Like, sweet.
So what I think we haven't done a good job is taking those bloggers out of that group into and showing all the other things that we have. So that's what we're working on right now, or what I'm working on these days, is to show that we have a blog at thebloggingBunch.com. We have I do weekly newsletters. I do emails, productivity tips. So there's an email list that has extra content on top of what's in our private group, what's on our blog. We've got lots of content going on our Facebook page. We hit 500 on the Facebook page this week, so we got to get those 1,400 interacting with everybody else. But anyway, one of the questions in our group was someone asked, how often should I be blogging? And I know that is it's a constant struggle. It's a constant struggle for me, which this month is 2 years since I rededicated myself to my blog, and it's a constant struggle for everybody. And the real, true answer that no one is going to like is, it depends. It really just, it depends. There is no, we cannot tell you, you should blog this much, and you'll be like, okay, I will check that off my list and I will go and do it, which is what people want. They just want to, just tell me. I can tell you, because I can make up a number and it'll sound just great and you'll believe me. But
it'll be a lie.
It will be a lie. I can tell you that if you want your blog to be a place where people come, you should be blogging at least once a week.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a minimum, but it just depends. So let's start, before we get into what the experts say and what if your blog's in this niche and blah, 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 blah. Let's go back and talk about Carrie, you and I, and Elizabeth at Rockabye Parents, our other partner. We all the Blogging Bunch came together 2 years ago. And how often, when you first started building content up on your site and getting your blog going, how often were you posting then?
3 times a week, probably. Because at first I was just doing once a week.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't. I was making myself blog once a week, and I had a little baby at the time, and sometimes I'd have to be blogging standing up with baby in the carrier, like bouncing her while I'm writing on my laptop. But I just made myself do it once a week for several months, and then I was like, this probably isn't enough for me to be really serious about it. So then I started moving to 3 times a week, and I made myself hit those 3 times a week to build content and just to get it going. And now it's hit or miss. Some weeks I blog 10 times a week, and sometimes I blog twice a week or less. Just depends on what's going on, which isn't necessarily a good thing at all. I don't recommend it. I think being consistent and spreading it out is better. But that's just kind of where it's at.
Right. It just depends.
Yeah.
I know when I started, so 2 years ago when I said, okay, I'm going to have an online business, and I got serious, I started blogging because I had done what you did, you know, like I'd blog every day and then I'd stop, and then I'd blog once a week and then I'd stop, and I was just really inconsistent. But 2 years ago I said I'm going to do this, and I posted every single day for 3 straight months.
And that's 90 posts that you have on your blog now.
Right. So that's 90 posts, which right now, 2 years later, I probably need to go and erase all those posts. I have over 600 posts on my site in 2 years. And, well, I don't know, I maybe had 30 posts before that. So 570 posts that I've put on my site in the last 2 years. But for me to establish a habit, okay, so habits, even though they say, you know, it takes 21 days to establish a habit, it does not. It does not. It depends on the person, again, but on average, it takes at least 66 days to establish a habit. So for me to establish that habit, apparently, it took me 90 days. And I posted every day. I was trying to build up content, because without the content built up, you can't get sponsored posts. You can't get into some of these blogging groups and things like that. So you need to have some content on your site built up. And that's, for me, that's what I did. Now, it wasn't great content, and 2 years later, is that what I would tell everybody that they need to be doing? No, that's probably not the best way to go about doing it. That's how I did it and how it helped me establish the content. But it's hard, right?
Yeah.
It's not the greatest content. If you're posting every single day, are you posting your greatest stuff?
No. And I think, like, in the beginning, though, especially when you're starting to blog, and if you don't have a background of writing and journaling, you know, and blogging is new to you, just the exercise of making yourself write, just getting something out there is better than nothing. And like you were saying, you can go back and you can erase it later. But now you're going to build this content just for the sake of writing and building the content and just getting something up there. And now, and even now, it's even different than even a few years ago. Now you're going to be, it's not just about writing, but it's time to practice your pictures. You know, there's so many things that go into it now, there's lots of stuff that you need to be working on all the time and developing all the time. And that's a good way to start, is just by doing it.
Right, setting a goal and accomplishing it. And really, like, my whole thing is just do it. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Your pictures don't have to be perfect. Your title doesn't have to be perfect. Your content, you know, your layout, none of it has to be perfect.
Just get it up there.
Get it up there, yeah. Just get it out there. Get some traffic going. Get used to, you know, nobody's gonna read it except your mom, and
yeah.
My mom doesn't even read mine. So just get it, unless I post about my kids. Sorry. But just getting it up there, just get it up there, get in the practice, because if you don't start, you will never get there.
Right.
So that's where we came from. Now, what is it? I would say a minimum of once a week, right? Minimum of once a week, but it does depend on your niche, okay? We have mommy bloggers, and then we have the blogging bunch. And those niches, it would just depend. Like, you have to decide what people can handle. What are they going to come? Typically, blogs are quieter on the weekends. So those kind of blogs, our kind of blogs, are quieter on the weekends. So you don't necessarily always need to post. I do post. I post a meal plan on Sundays, so that people can get ready for the week. So if it's something, you know, something along those lines, then definitely on the weekends. But it depends on your niche. If you are a deals blogger, those people post.
You gotta be all over it.
Yeah, you are on all the time. Those people post like 10 times a day. The big one.
Yeah,
right?
I can feel that. But yeah, you gotta practice a lot. You gotta be like all over it all the time.
Yeah, because you're doing one thing, right? Not like, these are all the deals. These are all the deals at Target. These are all the deals at Walmart. These are, you know, those are separate posts. So deals bloggers are they're gonna have a whole different thing than a mommy blogger or a technical blogger or something like that. So it depends on your niche. My recommendation, though, would still be go back and look at your analytics, right? What do your analytics say? What are they telling you? How much traffic you're getting? What are the keywords that you're focused on? And if you want people to know you for recipes, then one recipe a week might get you a little bit of knowledge, right? But 2, 3, 4, a recipe every single day, 5 days a week, that's 5 more posts a week that Pinterest, social media, Google have to send traffic to you. So the more posts you have, the more traffic you have. So even if like my posts only get 1 hit a day, I have 600 posts up there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the more posts you have, the more traffic, theoretically.
Yeah, right. And that's what people forget. Like that's all it's like compounding. I mean, it's just the more you have, the more people are gonna click on it. People are gonna look at it. You just never know what people are gonna be reading, but they're not gonna read anything if you don't have anything up there. So the more that you have, the more likely people are to read something.
Right. So, put a little penny in your blog jar every single day, right? Each time you write a post, put a penny in your blog jar, and then you will see it grow, and that's how your traffic will grow also. So each of those posts is a penny. Also, I think what goes into it, and like you were talking about, what can you handle, right? You do 10 a week when you have a lot of sponsored posts.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle all those sponsored posts.
Yeah, I don't like to do that many. I hate it when it falls like that. Sometimes it just does, it just ends up with like a million posts. It seems like I'm just going boom, 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 boom. But that's not ideal, and that's not something I would like intentionally plan for myself. So I definitely think it's better to try to spread it out a little bit if you can. And if I have 10 posts that I have to write, all at one time, if it's possible, I would rather spread those out every couple days.
Yeah.
It's not always. But I can't always do that, but when I can.
Well, and one of the things also that you try to do when you're doing sponsored posts is that you want authentic, not that your posts are very authentic when you do a sponsored post, but you also want kind of non-sponsored in between there so that it's not.
I like to balance it.
Yeah.
As well as I can. So for sure, yeah, you don't want just like 10 sponsored posts in a row. So that's always hard when that happens.
Yeah. So then the more sponsored posts you have, the more other posts you need to have also. So that would dictate how often you post too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what you can handle, if you can only handle once a week, then that's what you can handle, and you just have to say, okay, you're not going to become a mega blogger on once a week.
Yeah, and you can always change that down the road.
Right.
At first I thought, okay, I just want to practice. I just want to practice and blog and watch other blogs and work on learn about social media and just learn it and just kind of start building mine on as I'm trying to learn it. And then when I was ready to dive in, head first, then I did.
Right.
And that's kind of what we all did. We just kind of sat back and watched and learned and
take those baby steps. Yeah, so doing, one a week for these 3 months, I'll do 1 a week. The next 3 months, I'll do 2 a week. The next 3 months, I'll do 3 weeks. So then by the end of the year, you're doing 4 a week. Like having a plan of attack. Knowing, okay, I want my site to be about printables, so I need to do a printable every week. Another keyword I want is recipes, so I need to do a recipe. So those are the 2 keywords I'm going to work on. I need to do at least 2 posts a week on those keywords that I want to work on. And then I also like to have one that's not, not SEO, not going for Google traffic, just a personal post. So that would be 3 posts a week, right? It's easy to get to that number. And it just depends on what your goals are for your blog. So, again, we're back to
planning and goals.
It's goals, it's planning, it's cute, like what is it that you want for your blog? If you are, if you want to be that 100,000 hits a month or more, then you got to have more content up there for people to get to and read. Let's see, 10:16. All right, we got about 5 more minutes. So, what can you do? What are your steps? What are the next steps? What would you tell people, Carrie, that they should be doing?
Well, if you're trying to get serious about it, if you're just starting, I would say just write, like we were talking about, like just write something once a week, sit down for an hour, whatever, do it like I did it, 10 minutes here, 20 minutes here, whatever it takes to get it done. But if you're trying to be serious, I think a plan and having an editorial calendar is the way to go. Like you said, you're going to do 3 posts a week. Friday is a personal post, Monday is recipe, Wednesday is a printable or a local activity or whatever you're trying to build up. And then I think when you have those categories set up, if you're going to choose 3 things you're going to write about or 4 things you're going to write about, when you have those categories set up, then it's so much easier to fill in those blank spots. So like right now I have a bunch of Dallas stuff coming up. So I could, spread that out. Say, okay, every Wednesday I'm going to do a Dallas post and do something different about Dallas every Wednesday. It's a good idea. I should do that. But I need to get these done, but in the future I'm going to do that.
There, you just start.
I like that. Like Dallas, I wish there was a day of the week that started with a D. But like once a week, Dallas. So then you just fill in those slots in your calendar, and it's really easy. And then if you have all the content and you can write all the posts at one time, then you can just schedule it out for the next 3 Wednesdays or whatever. And I've done that before, and that's really helpful.
Yeah.
It really is really helpful.
Especially this week when there's lots of stuff going on.
I know. This is right now when I'm like kicking myself for not doing that like a month ago.
And having that plan is a big deal also. Knowing that like I'm going to write about Dallas or whatever on Wednesdays, then you say, okay, oh gosh, I'm out and about, then I want to take a picture of the zoo or, wherever you are. So your brain is already going with, okay, Wednesdays I'm Dallas, recipe. Okay, well, I'm at the store, it's Monday morning, I need to find something to buy to make this recipe for my post on Friday. So
yeah, just a little bit of preparation makes such a big difference.
Right. And so knowing those, having that set day also is consistent for you. You know what you're going to write. So when you do have that 10 minutes to sit down, you can know what you're going to write about. But it also is consistent for your readers. They know on Saturdays I come, or on Sundays I come, and I get a meal plan. On Wednesdays I come and I get a Dallas activity. So your readers, you teach your readers what to expect, and they will continue to come back when they are looking for what the problem that you are solving for them.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would say go for once a week, move it up. Every 3 months we're doing a book study on the 12-week year, which is an amazing book. Which why I said, 12 weeks is 1 year. So you have a goal and you practice, you do that goal, you have once a week that you're going to post every single week for 12 weeks. The next 12 weeks, you do twice a week. The next 12 weeks, you do 3 times a week. And in a year, you're a big-time blogger.
And you've got all that content built up. So it's just, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. So we hopefully helped you out. We did give you, we did say, here's your plan, your next steps are to choose those keywords. What day? Look at your analytics. If you don't have any analytics, pick some out. What keywords are you going to focus on? What topics, recipes, printables, local, city, your city name, what are you going to work on? And choose the day of the week that you're going to post on that, and do that every single week. Those are your steps, next steps. And like our Facebook page, that's your next step.
Yeah.
As for our blog, we have done a hangout. I'm not sure which one yet, but we have done a hangout about editorial calendars. I also did a review of CoSchedule, which is an editorial calendar and a social media editorial calendar that Carrie and I both use. So check those things, check those other website or those other hangouts out at thebloggingBunch.com/TBB-hangouts, or just go to our site and click on the hangouts on the menu bar. Anyway, thanks for sharing, Carrie. Good to see you.
Yeah, I know, right? Finally.
And we'll see you next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central. Have a good day.
Bye.